I have terrible news. It's almost pre-planning. If you still have a couple weeks left in summer, I want you to just hit that save button, save this video for later. Just enjoy the rest of your summer. If you are like a week out from pre-planning, which some teachers already are, which is shocking to me, but it is coming up soon, go ahead, watch this video, maybe get some new tips or ideas for what you need to do during pre-planning. These are my 7 tips to make pre-planning easy and to make that first day stress-free. Technically, I do have to start with a 0. I said 7 tips, but 0, because technically I do this in May. I don't do it during pre-planning. If you have not ordered your supplies yet, order your supplies for the first 2 weeks of school, at least the first 2 weeks. Get that done, get that order in. If you're a first-year teacher, check with your admin, see if you can go ahead and access some budget, get those supplies ordered. My first tip for pre-planning is as soon as you get to school, go ahead, print off and copy your first day of school documents, your syllabus, get to know you sheets, your donation requests, any handouts that you're going to give students on that first day, get them done on day 1. I am stressed out until I physically am holding those papers because pre-planning is packed with unnecessary and boring meetings that fill all of your time, and then you're scrambling to set up your classroom and get all the things done. Get that necessary paperwork done, and it will make everything feel a little bit less stressful. Tip number 2, when you have time, set up your classroom. I love setting up my classroom. I love organization. I get such a thrill out of getting my classroom all ready to go. Apparently, this is my most controversial tip. Every year I get pushback on this. I like to use the U setup. In a middle or high school class, the U is such a great way to go. If your room allows, not every room allows for a U setup, put your tables in a horseshoe shape. Mine was more of an open O because I had tables at the front as well, but I had an open space in the middle. Sit your students around the outside edge of that U. You then help students from the inside of the U. You're not tripping over backpacks. You're not leaning over students. Students are also not distracted by someone in front of them. They have more table space. They're mostly directed towards the front of the room. It's easy for them to turn and look. Classroom management is better. When I had 35 kids, 36 kids per class at one of my schools, I still made this work. I just had some students scattered in the inside of the U. It was a little bit tighter, it was a little bit more crammed, but I still found a way to make it work because for me, that was the best way to set up my classroom. It's not for everyone, but it does work, I promise. Tip number 3, as part of that U shape, put a central supply table. I like to pull supplies out for the project that we're working on and keep them in the middle of the table. That keeps students from the outside going in to get their supplies, going back out, rather than just scattered all over the classroom, putting away supplies where they don't belong, getting up to no good. Keep them in that central area. Keep all your supplies there if you can. I had a spot designated for each class. They knew where their spot was. They would get their supplies, sit back down. Underneath that supply table were carts with drawers in them, bins of magazines. I kept pencils, scissors, basic markers, color pencils, crayons, all of those basic supplies in the middle. Tip 4, set up your space. At the front of my open O or U, I had an art teacher table. This was not my desk. This was not where my computer lived. This is not where I did my grading. This is where I worked on my demos. This is where I worked on projects alongside students. I was easy to access up there. I had my space where I had room to do my own projects for students to look at what I was doing and for me to do demonstrations that students could easily see. Then my teacher desk is off to the corner where I can tuck in if I need to do some grading, answer some emails, do things that I need a little more privacy for. That was a separate area. Tip 5, make it easy on day 1. Everyone's tired. No one is ready to get started. Keep it light. Go over your syllabus. Have students fill out a little get to know you handout that will take up a little bit of time. You can have them start on their first project. I like to do sketchbooks in every class, so I would have them start to collect materials. We're not actually constructing anything. We're just getting stuff ready to go on our sketchbook. Another fun activity that one of my coworkers used to do was musical chairs drawing, and I loved this. She would line her tables with butcher block paper, have students start a drawing, she'd time them. At the end of the timer, they'd have to shift a seat and then add to the drawing that was started there, and they shift until they go all the way back around the room and they have this cool drawing that they started. Tip 6, plan ahead. Plan ahead. During pre-planning, I overkill. I will tell you now. I plan out my entire school year. I sketch out the projects. Again, this is not like in-depth lesson plans. I will just write, we're going to start 25 things mixed media, it will take about 3 weeks. And then at that 3 week mark, we're going to try and start this, and so on and so forth. I do this in pencil because projects are faster than you expect. They're slower than you expect. It changes every year. Sometimes it's hard to predict. Sketch out your year in pencil and then figure out what supplies you need to order first. If that is too overwhelming for you, plan the first 2 weeks at a minimum. Figure out what you need to get done and what you need to set up for those first 2 weeks. If you're a first year teacher, try to create an example project before you teach a project. It will help you tremendously to work out the kinks of that project. So you really need to try and plan ahead as much as you can. Tip 7 is take care of you. This is back to school. It's hard work. It's stressful. It's a lot. Get your favorite cup of coffee on that first day. Wear your favorite outfit or wear really comfortable clothes. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to do a certain thing. Do what's going to make you comfortable, happy, and not feel overwhelmed. Treat yourself for the first couple weeks of school and try not to take work home. Try to fit it in during the workday. My first year teaching, I worked, I feel like until midnight every night for that whole year, and it was terrible and it was stressful. But after that, I was like, I can't do that anymore. We got to figure it out. Try to keep it at school. They're not paying you to work at home. Leave your work at school, go home, relax, recharge, come back in, and you'll get a lot more done. Happy pre-planning. You're going to crush it. You're going to do great. I know it. Good luck. Good luck. Happy teaching. Happy art making. I'm sending you all my happy thoughts.